I know everyone likes to panic and cry, gaming crash. But do you think something like this could start a gaming market correction if other companies start following Nintendo?
In a way, I think the gaming market correction has already started. I think there's way less third-party AAA games being greenlit. It used to be that you could have a AAA game from a Square Enix, from a like one of the Embracer Group studios, from Ubisoft, and if you put 100 million into it, it was going to be successful because it was big and massive and it had a lot of money behind it. But nowadays, I just don't think you could do that. I think big games like Forspoken flopping, for example, the Saints Row reboot, I think that scared a lot of these investors away. So the only stuff that's being greenlit are smaller projects in the AA space, or the big surefire ones like the Assassin's Creeds and those types. I think you'll eventually be able to walk up to that level. So you might see games like Space Marine 2 be successful initially, and then, you know, that releases to fanfare and sells well. Then they greenlight the AAA budgeted version of that game. But I think you'll see a lot more like feelers, a lot more like smaller, tighter scoped projects. And if those do well, then they greenlight the big one. But in a way, I think that correction is already happening. When we talk about like the crashes or the crash in the 80s, that was a very exceptional time, very early on in the gaming industry. And nowadays, I'm not so sure if the same type of crash is even possible, because spending is still in the realm of billions. I just think that you would see a sliver of the industry crash. And in this case, I think it already has, which is the like independent third-party AAA game. I think that those are going to be extremely rare moving forward. And you won't really see the effects of it until like 2-3 years from now, because there's always like a 4 or 5 year delay. But I mean, I know for a fact that there's been big AAA games that have been canceled because they were like, it's not worth the risk. Let's just get out while we can, basically. But yeah, I think you'll just see a lot more AA games. You'll see doubling down of big AAA stuff in IP and genres people are confident in. So you'll see 15 Assassin's Creed games, but you won't see a lot of like Immortals Phoenix Rising type games. I don't think you'll see those. The Hollywood problem, yeah, kind of, where people just start doubling down on sequels, on the IP that they're confident in, because every time you release a new IP, unless you got in at a lower price, it's a huge risk. It could pay off big because you could kickstart a new IP, but it's a huge risk for third-party devs. First party, it's fine. Like Intergalactic will be fine, for example.
Gator Natter don't